Welcome to a special edition of Drew's Sports Crew, a fantasy football, like a little live draft show. We got a mix of everything here. It's like a grab bag episode. We got it all. We did this for fantasy baseball. If you remember back in, was that already late March? I mean, we did that. We had a bunch of listeners on. Kind of a different version of it here. So you already see someone like, who's this Alex guy? I mean, we'll get to that. But I'm joined here by Zack Rausch of Journey to a Million. Zack is his $20 listener league that we had going on. My $5 one with Jared, that one already took place. Zack's got his $20 listener league draft at 7 o'clock. We're live here right at 6:45 p.m. So, Zack, how are you doing here on this Monday night, Labor Day night? Are you ready for your draft?
Ready to get the draft underway.
Yeah,
Just
and we are joined
by my board right now. So,
late minute planning here. We are joined by a listener. He's been on the show before. He joined me on a couple Monday episodes here. Alex Trowbridge he's a member of the listener league. He was part of the fantasy baseball league. Alex, how are you doing here on this Monday night? Are you ready to dominate this league?
I mean, yeah, that's the plan.
Oh, here we
Usually
go.
Going into drafts, it's a lot more confidence than when you're done with them.
That's how it always is, I guess. So, like, picks wise, right now, who are you guys targeting where you're at right now? Is there anyone like you're looking at that we can disclose? I know we might not want to disclose everything here, but
I cannot disclose.
They can't disclose.
I wouldn't disclose if I was Zach, but I mean, obviously I'm hoping Taylor falls, but if not, probably Henry.
So Zach didn't send the draft orders, so unfortunately I can't really share. But Zach, if you could please enlighten myself.
The draft order goes. Hold on 1 minute here. So Mikey Johannick is going to be first. Then we got Alex. Then we got Luke from ZLM at 3. Zoe from ZLM at 4. Caden is going to be 5. I am 6. Dustin 7. Diazin, right?
Yep. Diazin NFL.
Diazin NFL is going to be 8. Max is 9. Johnny Tim is 10. Sanders 11 and Justin 12.
So we have a great group there. A lot of those guys, big fantasy football players, a lot of them listeners. So again, thank you to all of you guys for coming into the league. We appreciate it. Of course, we got 2 12-team leagues this year. We had a 16-team last year, 2 12 teams this year. We're going to do 3 12 teams next year. We'll wait and see how that rolls. But look, it's going to be exciting. So I guess going ADP-wise, I mean, there's been a lot of risers and fallers as of late, so that's kind of the story I want to really talk about here first with you guys, while we get this pre-draft underway, just to keep in mind, because we're going sleeper ADP, right? I know they did a recent update, but still that recent update might mess a little bit of things up too. I mean, some guys might be getting pushed up too much, like Dameon Pierce. I guess I want to hear, that's kind of the first guy I wanted to talk about. Are you guys buying in the Dameon Pierce hype train? Is it too much hype right now?
Where's he going at right now?
So I'll get it to you right now. Right now he's going as RB27. So he's going with AJ Dillon right there. He is going with Kareem Hunt. I mean, Devin Singletary, Rashad Penny. He's going ahead of those guys. Is that a fair range?
I'd say that's good place for him.
Yeah, I like it there. I'd probably pick him over Dylan, and then because he just has more upside than some of those guys. Most of those are handcuffs.
Yeah, so I don't know when these last for update, though, is the thing.
Yeah.
But looking also, because we're using Fantasy Pros ADP as always, this still shows Chase Edmonds at RB35 and Ramondre at RB36. So those two, are you taking Edmonds over Pierce?
Probably not.
I think them two are close.
I think I'm taking Edmonds over Pierce, and that just might be me too high on Edmonds. I'm not Jared high on Edmonds. Jared in a standard league took
Fourth round standard league pick.
4th round. I'm all for bold picks, but do you think DJ Moore is available there? Sorry, I hate to bring up DJ Moore again, but
most likely, yeah.
I feel like
he probably was.
Not even just Moore. I feel like there would have been better RBs. We talked to Jared about his draft there. We'll let him defend himself on Journey to Million. We're doing a live best ball draft in the next episode, but just looking at these this or that's, I really want to hammer home some more of these ADP, risers and guys. So here's one: Michael Carter or James Robinson. Who would you rather have?
I think PPR Michael Carter, but if it's standard, James
Come on.
Robinson.
That's the
I
easy
think
answer,
both
Zach.
Michael Carter.
Both Carter over him. Okay, that's
Yeah.
fair. How about this one? Kenneth Gainwell, Naeem Hines, and we'll say it's PPR.
Naeem Hines.
Yeah, Hines.
Hines. Okay, there we go. Now we're gonna do a little. So like these are like last pick ones. I want to throw at you guys: Isaiah Pacheco or Zamir White.
Pacheco.
I gotta ask the tough questions here pre-draft.
I'm gonna go Zamir White.
Okay.
I think
Yeah,
he's
no.
gonna have a larger week 1 role.
Yeah, I feel like so. I'll talk a little later in this show. So I did a keeper auction draft a few nights ago. Very pleased with how it went, which I'll get to. I was able to get Zamir White for $1. You can keep right now. It sounds like you can keep any player for the amount you got them for year one, and then it goes up $5 each year. So right now I could potentially keep Zamir White. Next year I got Deshaun Watson for $1 as well. I don't know if they're going to change the rules, but I right now I did very well. If the rules are staying the same, hopefully they stay the same. I got to clarify that, but I have some more draft day dilemmas here before we go into your guys' draft. There's a lot of questions that need to be answered, and we're going to stick to the PPR ones here. So here's one: Deontay Johnson, Terry McLaurin. This is one that I always struggle with.
Terry. By a mile.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll say mine's
That's
Deontay,
tough.
but I'll talk about why.
That's tough. I'm gonna go with. I'll go with Deontay just because I think that offense will be a little bit better.
Alex, let's hear your defense first here. You like Carson Wentz more than Mitch Trubisky? Is that enough for you, or do you like him more than that? Or
That's not exactly how I'm thinking about it. I mean, they're both the same tier of quarterback, but you think of Terry, this is definitely the best quarterback he's had for his career. And Carson Wentz is actually a pretty good deep ball thrower. He was pretty high on deep ball percent or deep ball accuracy last year. If you look at if you look in depth into it, and Terry likes to run those deep routes, so home run hitter right there.
So we're looking up. That is fair. For me, this might be. I'm looking. I think Jahan Dotson's gonna have a bigger than George Pickens, even though we saw what Pickens has done. I still like Dotson year one. I mean, he's still one of my favorite guys. I mean, I know Traylon Burks got a lot of hype for like how he's going to be a year one performer, but based on what we heard out of Titans camp right now and other, reports that like it doesn't sound like it sounds like it's going to be more of. I mean, we're not going to see more Robert Woods is kind of like what it sounds like than Traylon Burks is what I'm at least am interpreting it as. So I really do. I think I take Deontay Johnson, but again, it is close. Both those guys are in similar situations, very talented receivers with not so great quarterback and a not so great offense, but should command a high target share. So that was one there. I got another one here. So it's Brandon Cooks or Cortland Sutton is the dilemma for some people. My answer, I think, is pretty easy, but I want to hear. I'll start with you, Zach.
Cortland Sutton. I'll take him just because his upside is way higher.
Sutton for me.
Yeah, definitely.
Good. I want to make sure we were all on the same page here. So Darnell Mooney or Rashad Bateman is this one. What do we think about that one? Alex, I'll start with you.
Probably Rashad Bateman.
I'll take Bateman too.
I'd go Mooney. Ooh, it's the target share for me. It is, which might sound something because he's number one guy for sure. Targets in that offense. I know Bateman's in a similar story, but I don't know how much Baltimore's going to run. And then you might say, well,
Bateman has a lot more touchdown upside.
And that Bears offense is terrible.
I was just about to say the offensive line.
Justin Fields is going to get killed this year.
I mean,
Well,
we saw it
Darnell
last
Mooney
year,
was
so-
praising Justin
Well,
Mooney,
yeah.
or just not just Justin Fields. Darnell Mooney was praising Justin Fields. Was the report. So you know what? There you go. Not saying that means everything, but I do think Mooney is still, he has the upside in PPR to get the receptions. I do agree though, Bateman does have more touchdown upside. So for sure, standard I would go Bateman, but Mooney, I'd say in PPR. So maybe I could say it like that. All right, we're gonna go to some more sleeper receivers. Your draft starts in 5 minutes. Here's one: Rondelle Moore, the Arizona Cardinals, or Devante Parker of the New England Patriots. Is this a dilemma that people are really having? I don't know, but I want to know. Those are both guys who I'm like, ooh, which one do I want to have? I'm not sure. Zach, I'll go to you.
I'll take Rondell Moore.
Really? I'd take Devante Parker. I feel like he's just got way more upside. We've seen Devante Parker perform well in fantasy in the past. Like, we haven't seen anything from Rondell Moore yet.
I think the Patriots are still going to be a very run-heavy team, though. So I know
That's
the Cardinals
fair,
do
yeah.
that as well, but I guess Parker's had some injury issues as well, so I think Moore is going to be
Yeah.
available more often than not. Where Parker, you really don't know how that's going to happen. And then the Patriots also have, they got Hunter Henry, they got Jonnu Smith, they got Jacoby Myers. There's so many options.
Yeah, that's fair too.
So I believe the average depth of targets, like the A dot, that stat. I want to just verify, but I believe
Rondell Moore's was like under 1 last year,
yeah.
wasn't it?
Yep, that's exactly what I was
Well,
gonna say.
He had one game, it was like he had 11 catches, I think, for like 50 yards. It was bad.
Like that's where with him, it's the big play
he's
is
still
not
favored to have like the Christian Kirk role, isn't he?
Yeah, and then that's kind of that. I mean, if you're looking upside, that's kind of what you're looking at. He's more of an attractive dynasty asset, of course, than what you'd see in a redraft kind of setting. But he,
I mean, he's going
still,
like the last 2 rounds.
that's what I was gonna say. He's a guy,
Yeah.
last pick, maybe is what I'd say. And the reason I'd go with him is with Hopkins being out those first few games. I like DJ Chark, with Detroit potentially. It depends on how big your league is. First few games without Jameson Williams could be something. Maybe I'm looking too much into that. And Amonra, I like Rondale Moore potentially without DeAndre Hopkins in that offense. This might even be a 14-16 team dilemma that we're really having here, but it still could be valuable. I'd say, Rondale Moore in some leagues is actually at getting like undrafted. He's going undrafted in a lot of them.
Yeah.
We actually just had one sent in here by a listener, so we're going to move to that right away. Here it is. Elijah Moore, Allen Robinson, Week 1 PPR. So that's looking at matchups here. I guess let's go to it. So, Jets and Ravens, and then, of course, it's
the
Bills and Rams. Week 1. So that's a good dilemma there, Kevin. We appreciate you sending it in here. So Alex,
I'm taking Allen Robinson.
Oh, thank you, Zach. Zach's tackling it for us right away. Allen Robinson, Thursday night. You're going with him. Alex, I'll pass it to you. Who are you taking?
I would definitely go with Allen Robinson as well. That's going to be a shootout. That's what we're expecting anyways.
And you know what you're getting at quarterback. Like, Zach Wilson hasn't proven himself, and obviously Joe Flacco is past his prime. So you know what you're getting with Matthew Stafford. You know he's going to be able to get to the ball to his receivers.
Yeah, Zach hit it on the nose there. Allen Robinson you're looking at him. I know Stafford. Now we actually saw reports that with the elbow, it could be a problem the whole season is something. But I still think, that's something that would kind of open my eyes.
Yeah, if Stafford's not playing, I would definitely go with Elijah Moore.
Yeah.
And I think it's something you have to watch, but currently I'd say Allen Robinson.
Yeah, I feel Kevin, like Elijah Moore is kind of quarterback proof at this point.
Here's the Elijah Moore thing here. I know Joe Flacco, but Jets will be throwing a lot from behind. That is a valid argument there, but I still
Ravens have a very good secondary. So.
Yeah, and my other concern is I feel like Robinson's a higher floor guy, basically, and I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah.
Maybe you could say Moore has, like even in DFS, I'll use the floor ceiling analogy because I feel like when you're doing DFS, you still want to pair, or even this is like your season long league, if you're having a dilemma here, I still think if you look at a week by week basis, I just look at your team. Look at risk wise. Can you afford to maybe chase some upside there with Elijah Moore? And you're saying if the Jets are throwing a lot from behind, which they certainly could be, are you willing to take that risk? Otherwise, Allen Robinson being that safe floor pick would probably be my approach. But again, it just depends. That's more of a case by case basis. Again, Kevin, appreciate the like and appreciate you listening on here. These guys have a draft going on. Just started 7:00.
It's underway.
We got Zach 7:05. Alex will be heading out here. He's got more drafts to take care of. We'll be bringing on a new listener here in a little bit. We'll bring on, I believe, Mikey will be coming on, or Caden, depending on who is available. But yeah,
So
that's
Jonathan
the game plan.
Taylor, Derrick Henry to start.
Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry, first two. There we go. I was thinking about throwing in a best ball here tonight, but look, I mean, that answered Taylor going right away. I guess CMC is my question. How far are we going to see him fall on PPR for you guys?
3.
He went 3. There you go. My answer.
Yeah.
And then Jefferson.
Yeah. And we won't go pick by pick for your guys' draft, unfortunately. Because that's just a lot of picks going in and out at a time. But I would love to hear who you guys are taking at your ADPs. Talk about it in the listener or in the chat with listeners. I guess I also wanted to just plug right now Journey to a Million. I'll be again posting when we're going live the upcoming days. We're going to be doing a lot of great stuff on there. There will be a draft. Zach's wearing the hat, so please check that hat out. I'm wearing the Drew Sports Crew one. Boom. See it? Awesome hats. $15. Gonna want one. But that was just a side note. Wanted to talk about what we're going to be doing. I mean, we have a lot of great stuff planned. We'll be doing parlays with Thrive. We'll be doing, of course, the best ball stuff, drafting our lineups. But also we'll be doing a little team draft thing, Zach. I want you to floor is yours, talk about what the team draft component is going to be like.
Yeah, so we're just going to hold on. It's my pick here. Okay, so we're just going to take every week. We're going to take the Sunday day games. We can pick Monday night games as well. Myself, Drew, Jared, we're each going to pick a team that we think is going to win. We're picking 5 teams, so it'll be 15 teams total. Every time we get the winner correct, we get a point, and then at the end of the season, we'll see who has the most correct.
There we go. That's going to be a lot of fun. We also will be incorporating some listener parlays, so Alex, would love to have you on there. Send us in some of your favorite lines. We'll have you'll be a leg of the parlay. We'll have, of course, other listeners send in their parlays. It's a lot of fun. We'll be doing what the listeners say. Hopefully we can see how the listeners, how well they know the football, but Alex, what's the other draft you got going on at 7 here?
It's my family league.
Family. Oh, though that is a rivalry one. You got one at 7:15 as well. Is that keeper one? Is that the 10-team keeper?
Yep.
Very juice scoring, I should say.
Oh yeah.
So defenses, I believe, are.
It's like 30 points if you shut a team out.
Yeah. So your defenses, it's a defense premium, I believe. Also, there's volume bonuses. You get point per passing completion. Like you're looking for guys who are volume players. Like when I say it's ultimate volume, I believe there's like a 50 touch or 50 yard receiving bonus. Like, is it like 10 points still, or is it 3 now or something?
I think it's 3 now because you made him change it.
Well, I gave some input, and again, it's the Commissioners League. They can run it how they want, but just looking at maybe making things look more balanced. But again, the commissioner wanted a volume league where a lot of volume stats accrue a lot of points, and that's how it is in that league. So good luck in that one. Would love to see your team after as well. Zach, who'd you take? Who did Alex take in the first round?
I took Cooper Kupp.
What
I
pick?
took Derrick Henry.
I want to hear again. Sorry, you're 7, Zach.
I was 6.
You were 6, Alex. You were 3, right?
2.
I don't know. Okay. 2. So you got Henry at 2, and then you got Kupp at 6. So you got arguably, the top receiver in PPR, Zach, at number 6. Did Jefferson go before him then at 5?
Jefferson went 4. Eckler went 5.
Wow. Okay.
I was hoping Kane was going to take Kupp at 5, and I was going to get Eckler, but
any big surprises there so far in your draft that you guys want to highlight?
No, not so far.
Went 1 through 7 on the ranks so far, just in a little bit different order.
Looks like we got a few auto drafters. So,
who are those auto drafters?
Dustin is on auto draft, and then it looks like Diaz in NFL, and Johnny, Tim, and Justin are all
Wow.
not online right
Jeez.
now. So,
So did the commissioner not send out reminders?
I mean, the draft time's been set
Sleeper
for like
does that. Yeah.
over a week. Yeah, Sleeper sends them out like
So
the
the
day before, an
commissioner
hour
did
before.
not.
So,
Wow. Commissioner is not doing his thing. All right, Alex. It's 7:05. I want to get you all prepped for your other draft. Thank you for coming on here.
Yeah. Thanks
I'll
for
let you go.
having me.
Of course. Have a good night, sir. Love to see your teams again. Yeah, thanks for all your support.
Yep. Have a good night, guys.
Bye. All right, so now we just got us two here. We got another listener coming on in a little bit here, Zach. But while you're drafting along here, I'll be talking. I think about I really want to talk more about best ball and auction. I think I'm gonna start with auction, and you can kind of throw in your input while you're drafting here. But I know you're still opposed to auction, and I'm not gonna push it too hard on you. But
I wouldn't say I'm opposed to it. From my experience, every time I've done auction draft, like it's just been a random league with some people off of the NFL fantasy app, and we have like 2 or 3 people show up. So then those 2 teams are stacked, and everyone else is just kind of fighting for, I guess, just make a spot in the playoffs. So I guess I haven't had a good auction draft league. That may change my opinion on it, but
yeah, so you got to find. You're right, and the people you got to find competitive people. We have guest number 2 here on the way. So we'll actually just hold that conversation, hold that thought right now. We got Mikey on here. Mikey Johannick, he's in the league right now. He's drafting, right? He was the number 1 overall pick. So he's got a nice weight here between picks. So Mikey, thank you for coming on tonight. Thank you for your support and watching episodes. And thanks for coming on here. So going through it, I guess, how do you feel with your start so far? Let's hear it.
Can't complain. I had the 101. I picked Jonathan Taylor. So I think that's a safer bet than Christian McCaffrey. So
were you thinking about McCaffrey at all?
I had 1 pick.
Any
Were you
thoughts?
thinking about McCaffrey at all?
Honestly, no. I truly think he could have a great year, but my biggest thing is I like picking safe players in the first round. Yes, everybody can get hurt, but I look at Jonathan Taylor. He has age on his side, and I just think that it'll be a better pick.
Yeah, I always listen to both arguments. There's always like, okay, so the argument for obviously McCaffrey is if he's playing, let's say even 15 games, the odds of him being the number 1 overall in fantasy, number 1 overall player in PPR, even for like, they're very high. I mean, that's just how it is. And it's just looking at that aspect, like you play to win. They say, some people go to the strategy that I always like to mention. Scared money does not make you money. So, you want to go all in. You want to draft who is the best player if they're going to play all games. But then I can also hear the bet, of course, or the side that you just shared, Mikey. It's, all first round players, you win your leagues in rounds, let's say 4 through 7, especially, or even later than that. So why not, get a safe guy, get a guy with a really high floor that at least it's perceived as. I mean, that's the approach that argument I can hear out. Is that kind of where you were leaning with that? Winning rounds 4 through 7 or later?
No, I agree with you. I really do. It's just I like trying to find those gems in between the 4th and 7th round. Like this year, I mean, I don't really want to give it away because Zach's in the same league.
No, you don't have to.
But there's a couple of guys I'd rather pick there to give me that advantage over, especially with the 101 pick.
Yeah. Zach, cut me off. What happened?
Swift and Jones just went at 12-13 overall.
Swift went over.
Ooh, Swift went at 12, so last pick of the first round.
I can
Jones
live.
Went first
I like
second.
that. Who did that?
Justin. I like the Swift pick too. I don't know about the Aaron Jones, but
okay. Well, we'll go back to our other talk, but Jones, if we think about it, like I've heard this one out. Jones still might be one of the biggest discounts considering. Obviously, he's going at like a premium price there. But I'm saying discount, if with his ADP being more late second than early second, I can understand wanting to push up on him, considering, look, the upside. You could be, what's his upside? The leading receiver as a running back for Green Bay? Is that his upside, right? Ceiling?
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, if you take that there that's a pretty good role there with Aaron Rodgers. So I can see that pick there. What do you guys think about, would you go Swift over Jones?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would too this year.
Especially PPR. I mean, I know both the guys. It just with right now, it still sounds like Jamal Williams is going to have a red zone role. So that my only concern is for Swift and I know yours is a PPR, but in a non-PPR setting, I would be looking with Swift. I'm not sure how much red zone work he's going to get, and if he can stay healthy too. So it's concerns. Jones in a contract year though, right? I mean, because he might not be. Well, kind of.
I mean, he's under contract next year,
Yeah.
but for cap space wise, it wouldn't make sense for the Packers to keep him on his contract.
So what I'm saying, like it's still in the aspect of a contract year being you have to play well in order to probably secure your job. It's under that same narrative, basically, is how I'd say it. But
so we had CeeDee Lamb fall to the 9th pick in the 2nd round.
That is, who got that?
Zoe from ZLM.
ZLM. They're making good plays. I like that pick as well.
Yeah. Couple auto drafters ahead, and then I took Saquon, and Caden took Mark Andrews over CeeDee Lamb.
Okay. And, with Caden, at least I always go back to baseball. Caden took Byron Buxton, and, Caden will draft players, who have the highest ceiling. That's kind of how Caden rolls. That's why I would have thought he would have went Lamb there, but maybe he sees something in Andrews. But I don't know. Zach, Saquon, are you happy with where you got him?
Yeah, I mean, he was one of my targets in the 2nd round. I would have took Lamb there if I would have got a running back in the 1st round, but I just don't like going receiver heavy early. I like to have at least 1 or 2 top running backs, so that's why I took Saquon over Lamb.
That's fair. Mikey,
and I think Saquon has great potential this year. So,
how have your first 2 picks gone? You happy? I know you mentioned you got JT, but who?
I am still not on the clock yet.
Oh, you still didn't get, I didn't know what the auto drafters if it got to you yet.
No, but I agree with Zach. I love going running backs over wide receivers in the 1st round.
So I mentioned this before the show started. Mike, you weren't here, but some guy mentioned on Twitter. I saw it. I wish I could check who it was, but there's a tweet that was out. A guy mentioned he did 0 RB, and he ended up with I'm sure it was a joke tweet, but it's still funny. He ended up with Mike Davis and Zach Moss because he went literally 0 RB. Did not draft a single running back the whole draft. I know it makes me giggle too. There's a lot of good 0 RB stuff going on. That's a big talk. It feels this offseason. But Zach, what was the ooh for?
It wasn't really that big. Devante went at 210. What are you guys' thoughts on Devante? Drew, I know I've talked to you before, but Mike, do you like Devante?
I really do, and that was going to be my pick if he stayed. But now I'm not sure now.
Yeah, I still think. Oh, go ahead, Mikey. I mean, if you're on the clock.
No, I'm next pick, but there's still a running back out there that I would pick. So
Zach's not here unless are you worried about someone listening on the live stream? I guess
Alex is up right now.
Oh, yeah. If you want to put in the private chat, we have a private chat here off to the side. You can gladly contribute here. We'd love to see who you're looking at. But maybe if you're on the clock right now, it might not even matter.
I mean, looking at the board right now, I think it's kind of obvious.
Yeah.
Okay. My thoughts on Devante, though.
Yeah, I took Fournette.
Okay. There you go. Luke Gedeke blocking for him. There, week 1, announced the starter. I don't know if everyone saw that. But congrats to Luke Gedeke.
Yep. For some reason, I always liked him. That was more of a fan pick than I was looking to go a little risky with a different player, but
okay.
He's still going to have his rushing upside, so it might not be the same as last season, but he's still going to have those rushing touches in the red zone.
Yep.
So Debo, Fournette, Taylor is your first 3, right?
Yep.
I'd be happy in a 12 team. I'm for it. Why not?
Oh yeah.
So you got your RBs locked down, and now 4 through 7, you can make some winning picks there. Make your because
Alex
Yep,
I
took
always
Ezekiel Elliott.
ooh.
Yeah.
Well, Cooper Kupp was drafted in the 5th round last year. I will say that every time. So leagues are won rounds 4 through 7. It's like I know everyone it might sound cliche, but that's when it happens. Or even the waiver wire is the other one. Zach picked up Amon-Ra St. Brown last year, wins the league.
Yeah, I mean, I drafted him, so it was like a 20-some round pick in a dynasty startup. But
oh no, I'm talking about in the podcast 16 team one. You
did I
picked
have
him up.
Ramondre?
No, I'm
Did I
talking
have
about
him?
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Oh, Amon-Ra. Yeah.
No, not Ramondre. No.
I heard
I'm talking about-
Ramondre.
No, Amon-Ra St. Brown. You picked him up waivers. You win the league. Made some other good waiver. Did you pick up Elijah Mitchell too? I think you got both of them.
I'm not sure.
I know it was last year, but
Ooh. Caden just asked if Flex can be a tight end. So we may see him double up on tight end here.
are you letting? Yeah, Flex can be a tight end, right?
Yep. We have 2 flex spots, so
This is gonna be interesting. So maybe
that's
is he gonna go like take Schultz maybe?
There's a
I
player
assume
that I
Kyle
think-
Pitts.
Yeah.
That's a double tight. Okay. Is the lineup is it a standard, or do you have an extra flex spot in there, Zach? You're doing
There's 2 flex
That's
spots.
interesting to me. That pick that just
what went through? Let's hear it.
George Kittle,
Caden?
third pick of the 3rd round.
3.3 to ZLM Luke.
ZLM, okay. So and also like with ZLM football, I mean, we always like to talk to them here on the show. They have got when those two have guys they like, they go for them. I mean, they will on their post too. I heard a new
David Montgomery, 3rd round, 4th overall, or 4th in the
third round. He's going
Yep.
right now with the Khalil Herbert news. He's going mid 5th. That's something to look at. That wow.
Like you just said, they went and got their guy.
Go out, you go and get your guy. What I should have done when I wanted DJ Moore, Tyler DeVoe ruined it. He ruined it in multiple leagues actually. But yeah, that's one guy there. Going back to the Devante thing, Zach, I still Melvin Gordon's my concern, which might be like they brought him back. I mean, as cliche as that sounds, they brought him back. He's been in that offense for a couple of years. They still, I know, new coach, but overall management, they still like Melvin Gordon. And is that enough to really hurt Williams that much? I just feel like out of all of the top backs, other than and I don't want, I'll still say Zeke and Aaron Jones. I just feel like I don't know. I feel like it could be even like a Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt kind of workload, maybe even with Devante and Gordon. I don't see Gordon catching that many passes though, but I still feel like it could be, 70-30 is kind of what we've heard. I've seen as much as 60-40 though. And that's still,
I think
that's
if
enough.
that does happen though, that Melvin Gordon's going to be a lot more rushing attempts. So then that's going to keep Devante at the ceiling.
Okay.
Ooh,
And-
first quarterback, 3.5. So now I'm up on the clock.
Josh Allen.
Yep.
We can live with that.
I'm debating
Hey,
between a few guys here.
Let's hear him, Zach.
So, well, Keelan Allen, AJ Brown, not really looking at them, but they got Kyle Pitts, James Conner, and Michael Pittman.
You in round 3 in a PPR?
Yep.
You know the rule for Pittman, Zach. It's a golden rule. If he's there mid round 3, anytime round 3, if you don't get him there, he'll be gone next time you pick.
Ooh, I like James Conner, and I like going running backs, but his injury, that really concerns me because he's never played a full season.
Okay. How long do you guys get per pick, if I may ask?
2 minutes.
Oh,
I want
very
Michael
generous.
Pittman.
Went Michael Pittman. That was the Journey to a Million answer. He's wearing the hat. Jared would be proud. But yeah, mid third, right? You got Pittman. I can live with that.
3.6, yeah.
That's exactly what you want to get him. I mean, that's you're paying the normal price. You're paying the price that you'll get anywhere else, let's say. But not getting a discount or
I think
paying
he's
a
top 10
premium, but
potential, so
I guess, but
that
I'm looking at
down.
ADP wise. You're getting him at market value, I guess is the better way to say it. But yeah, I do too, especially in PPR. Is he gonna lead the NFL in targets? He's gonna be top 3, I think.
He'll be up there.
I guess, Mikey, where are you looking at Michael Pittman? Are you bullish on him?
I really like him this year, but he is a player that I do not go after.
Okay.
Because there's another player that I think could go around his same ceiling in a little bit later.
Ooh, I'm excited to see this, and I'll let Zach send me his draft results, or I'll let him talk about it while you're drafting if we don't have you on here when that happens. But really hope we can see who that player is. I mean, there's of course few guys in that mind in those rounds 4 through 7, as you guys are getting to those rounds. But
Mike, are you thinking he's going to be there at your pick yet?
I believe so. Yes, I do.
Okay. Can I ask a
look
question
who's
here?
left.
So Adams and Diggs, who went before, or like, can you guys go and see? Tell me who went first. Did
Adams went 2.3 and Diggs went 2.5.
Okay, I figured they were going to be close. I want to see how close, and then I also want to know, Keenan Allen, did he go before or after Mike Evans? Is the other question.
After.
Really?
Evans went in the second round.
Okay.
Alex got him at 211.
See, I have never been a fan of Mike Evans in PPR. The inconsistency. I feel like he's one of those guys, and I know with Godwin right now, his status, there could be some questions there, but I guess Mike Evans, are you still taking him as high? I guess Mike, even you, are you looking at him in PPR still as a guy like you want in your squad, or are you looking more standard league with the touchdown upside?
I do think he's someone you still take, especially with, all the wide receivers, all that drama in their depth chart. But
let's go.
I do, for my home league, I do half PPR.
Okay.
And I still really like him, but it's another player that I shy away from. That
half point might be enough for me to lean towards Evans even more. But Zach, I heard a Let's Go. Do I need to play a sound effect? Like who'd you get?
Travis Etienne fell to me in the 4th.
That's a clap for Drew. Oh, we're gonna talk about the salary cap. We get there later, Zach. When I got Travis Etienne at the price I got him at the same price of AJ Dillon in a PPR league. Like, you cannot beat that. In a keeper league?
That's good.
Oh.
Well, see, the thing for me at that pick, I was debating between, if Etienne fell to me, I was taking him no matter what. Otherwise, I was debating between Breece Hall or DJ Moore. And with how many drafts won so far, I really want a running back. And I was leaning Breece Hall over DJ Moore.
Yeah.
But that was going to be a tough choice for me. And with Etienne falling, it made it easy.
James Robinson, torn Achilles. It's hard for running backs to come back from that. But Robinson's made a speedy recovery. He's going to be ready. He's good to go week 1. Does that concern you? How much? 1 to 10, Zach?
4.
Okay. Well, wow. Mikey, let's see. How concerned are you with James Robinson?
I'd go with a 3. That really doesn't sway me a whole lot.
So Travis, I own him now in so I'm in like 6 leagues, maybe 7. But I own him probably in 2 or 3 of those leagues. So I'm very pleased with my Travis Etienne shares. Some of the guys who I'm very bullish on, though, I really need more shares of. Like, I've been just tooting the DJ Moore horn for ever since the Baker Mayfield trade took place, and the Cortland Sutton horn since like Russell Wilson. So that's been something. But
if it's DJ Moore against Travis Etienne, who are you taking? PPR.
Oh, come on. I mean, I think I can get more than the 5th. So I'm going to say Etienne.
You thought he was going to go in the 5th?
DJ Moore?
You went 8th pick in the 4th round.
Really? I guess after Baker Mayfield, but when you could get him in the 5th, that was some awesome value.
Ooh.
Oh, it depends on my team, Zach. Those are like my top 2 guys
Oh.
in the 4th round.
Mikey,
What'd he do?
he took Dalton Schultz.
He took Zach Sky. Yeah, shocker.
Yep.
I can't
Yeah,
That's
miss
the guy I
you.
wanted here.
I love him this year. Well, I really didn't want to take Lamar, but of course, the pick right ahead of me took the guy that I wanted. So, Yep, Sutton. I'm really big on him this year.
Of course, that. Oh, is that the guy you were talking? Because
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Love to hear that.
I
Cortland
try to
Sutton.
draft him in every league that I'm in.
That deserves some claps too. All right, Mikey, we're gonna let you go. You're gonna dominate the rest of this draft. Hopefully, again, we appreciate you listening to all the episodes that you do. We got guest number 3 here all lined up. So, have a good night and keep drafting.
Yep. Thank you for having me on.
Of course, thank you.
Yep.
All right, Zach, you ready for guest number 3? He is one who we love to talk to. It seems he's on all the time. You ready? Oh,
Yeah,
he's
let's
getting
do it.
ready. He's out there. He is. Hold on. Here he is. He's coming in. There he is. Caden Youngmuth. He is guest number 3 here tonight. So Caden, I compared this to the fantasy baseball one, as this is kind of a similar approach we're doing here. And, it's always fun to have you on these episodes. You like to talk about your guys. You have those guys you're looking at. You chase that upside, and you're going to get that upside. But, Caden, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, Drew. Talk to Zach for a second. I'm on the clock.
All right. Will do. No, that's how it is here. Appreciate you making some time here mid-draft. So Caden and Mikey and Alex, all 3 are in the league right now. Zach also. Again, my other league, I'm the $5 one. We drafted a few weeks earlier, and we were more ahead of the game here because Zach was slacking, but that's a different story for a different time. Zach, so far with the team, can you read me your squad in PPR?
Cooper Kupp, Saquon Barkley, Michael Pittman, Travis Etienne.
Ooh, I do like that a lot. My favorite pick there is Saquon, second, even over Etienne.
I like that pick.
And the reason, actually, I'll say they're tied, but still Saquon in the mid-second. I mean, people are forgetting this is still Saquon Barkley. I know might be more of an upside play, and you might not want to do that in the second, but that's a league-winning pick right there. Even in the second round could be one. So, Caden, is he off the clock?
Ooh.
Caden, okay, who'd you get?
Just took AJ Dillon.
You know,
I
heard Zach talking about my DJ Moore pick in the 4th round.
I love it.
I don't like this no man's land that you kind of get into. I'm drafting the 5th overall pick, and that's just such a hard pick because you're in the middle, so you can't like double up on a guy. So if you want someone, you have to get him. There's no like, oh, maybe I'll get him, and then 5 picks later on the turn, he'll come back to me. If you want your guy, you have to get him. That's why I didn't like taking Josh Allen in the 3rd round. I mean, I totally against the quarterback early. I like streaming my quarterbacks, but I did not like anyone else in that area at that value. And I think, there's a couple of players, like I took Mark Andrews in the 2nd. I mean, that tight end's a premium position. You have to go for it.
Ooh,
I'm just drafting
I'm
a major upside drafter.
I'll never
my queue
forget.
right now, we're on pick only like, I don't know, we're on like 53 in my queue. The highest guy that's ranked right now is 83. So
Wow.
I am definitely digging deeper into this list than where people are going based on their ADP.
You bring up some great points. I really enjoy the concept of just throwing the sleeper ADP, the numbers out the window. Like who's to say those define anything? I mean, I just think you go out, you get your guy, which that's something that really hurt me. And even a dynasty draft, when I already mentioned this episode, losing out on DJ Moore because the person 2 picks in front of me wanted the same guy in the 5th and 7th round with Elijah Moore. Also, Tyler DeVote. I'll mention your name again. Still upset. And then the asking price again for the trade too high for me. So I end up I'm just stuck without. But Caden, I'll never forget. I always mention it still. That I should just get this audio clip and just save it on a soundboard of you talking about Byron Buxton. If I'm taking him, I win the league. And you know what? If he would have, which again he, as we know now, he missed a lot of time this year with injuries, low batting average. But if he would have hit in terms of would have been playing every day, we saw the upside there. I mean, that was a league-winning pick.
Yeah, I just saw a stat the other day that if Byron Buxton would have played as many games as Aaron Judge based on his stats, Buxton would have had like 49 homers or something predicted. And I'm just like, that's and he has the pop, and for center fielder, that's.
Yeah.
I mean, when you think of Byron Buxton, I think of the speed and the fielding. I don't think about his pop off the bat. But I mean, he has it all there. He just, unfortunately, like you said, he was hurt, and it didn't help me in the playoffs either. I mean, I got smoked by you, but it didn't help me
Yeah.
trying to beat Jared for third place either with Buxton out, having to stream Garrett Mitchell.
That's how you know. And it was a 10-team league, but we'll go back here to football. So
Yes.
talking still upside. CMC or JT, redraft, PPR, who you taking?
You know, I really was hoping CMC would fall to me with the 5th pick. I was in a draft where I was the 8th pick and he fell to the 7th. I thought maybe there's a chance he'd have it again. People are worried about that injury, but I mean, like everyone says, the broken record, if CMC is on the field, he is the number 1 back all season long. There's no doubt about it. That's the only thing that scares me with DJ Moore is if CMC is actually healthy, that run game could take away from him.
I still think with DJ Moore, though, he had 4 touchdowns last year. He's due for more touchdowns with Baker Mayfield, too, which arguably is the best quarterback he's played with for his young career. I don't know. I love your DJ Moore pick. Again, DJ Moore fan club president here. But otherwise, Caden, I guess I wanted to, so you would take CMC over Taylor, which is fair, right? I mean, I'm like, if you're going all for upside, why not? But with that, Zach, didn't you mention there's Caden, don't you have was it 2 receivers or 3 running backs? What was the list, Zach, of his?
Yeah, my top 5. I know what he's talking about. So
yeah, I got to hear about this.
I have JT and CMC in it. I kind of have them like 1A, 1B. If CMC's falls, like that's where I think I take them. If I have the number 1 overall pick, it's really a debate. But that's why I like the number 2 overall pick. I hate picking first overall. And then, I mean, I have Justin Jefferson and Cooper Kupp also in there. And then I don't, Derrick Henry just scares me this year. So Eckler actually rounds out my top 5. I have Henry at 6. And then when Eckler fell to me at 5, I knew I had to take him. I just think the positional drop-off right after Eckler is crazy, especially in the PPR. Eckler has that upside with those receptions.
Are you worried about any touchdown regression with Austin Eckler?
Yeah, that was not a sustainable touchdown pace. I mean, the Chargers have a high-flying offense. They're going to be, scoring a lot. I'm going to need some help here. The rookie running back, Joshua
Kelly.
Yeah.
He's like second, third year. Isaiah Spiller.
Well, Isaiah Spiller.
Yeah.
Sony Michel also is now there.
Everyone says Spiller is going to take those touches. And he's a rookie. And I was reading an article earlier today that Spiller, I guess, had a couple fumbles in crucial situations in college. So, maybe they're not going to trust him with goal line work to start off with. Maybe he's going to be a breather back. And if you have Eckler in the game in the red zone, that's another threat because you're not just going to run the ball. You can pass the ball to him too.
Yeah, I think right now, now there's like 4 backs there really. I would still be fine with Eckler. I just feel right now, even with Michelle now there, that obviously might hurt some value here. And then even Joshua Kelly, who Zach mentioned, could be something there. But still, I think Eckler is a fairly safe pick. Look, his track record, his injury history. That's not really an injury history. I'm a big fan of Eckler as well. Solidified first-round pick for sure. I do want to hear now a little bit about how your teams are looking right now. Zach, you give me your team run. Are you on the clock, Zach?
He's on the clock.
I'm on the clock right now.
Okay. Caden, we'll go to you. Rundown.
My team rundowns, I'm actually in my fewest amount of leagues this year. I had to auto draft and auction draft that I wasn't able to do, and my team actually came out. My team came out very good, actually. I'm happy. I already made a trade in there. It's looking good. The dynasty draft, I guess JT second overall was a mistake according to you guys. But the more and more I read about getting Justin Fields, I'm really happy actually for Fields. I think he's gonna have a good year. I see that Zach already picked Kyler, so I can express my love for Justin Fields this year. He's gonna be scrambling because Bears O-line is terrible, but I think Fields is gonna have a great year. And my other teams. Oh, thank you, Zach. This is going to be an upside pick right here. Zach just took
Shocker.
Chris Godwin. I'm going to go
Yep.
Michael Thomas. I think
I was
the
debating
Slant
between them
King.
two.
I think the
I was
Slant
debating
King is
between
going to come
them
back
two.
this year.
So
And
wait, Zach. Sorry, I hate to
What?
interrupt you, Caden, but Godwin. You took Godwin over Thomas, Zach?
Yeah.
I thought, was that with him being off the brace today news? Because lo and behold, I thought a few nights ago you weren't really a Chris Godwin fan.
Well, I mean, I'm a dynasty holder of Godwin. I've liked Godwin. He was Tom Brady's number one option last year. You could see it in the games. If you need somebody, he'd go to Godwin. So I guess that's
Yeah.
kind of what I'm going off of. I think that Godwin has almost a safer floor. So that's
Okay.
How
that's
do you
what I'm looking
think
at.
Julio is going to play into that offense, though? Because that's my issue. Because I mean, Julio's the guy. He's still Julio no matter what.
I think that's going to play a little bit of a role, but I don't think it's as big as everyone thinks it is.
For me, it's like if you think about let's just go back to the start of the offseason. Remember all the Russell Gage hype. Imagine for leagues like I don't know why you would, but if he drafted that early, Russell Gage was going very high in some compared to where he is going right now. Look how much things have changed. I mean, things can still change with Julio Jones too. I'm just wondering is he gonna have that like Antonio Brown proved in that Buccaneers offense? And I'm not saying Julio Jones is Antonio Brown talent level right now because I don't think he is, but Antonio Brown has proven a wide receiver 3 in that Buccaneers offense can be fantasy relevant. So I still think Julio Jones is going to be a component of that offense for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, AB, when he was on the field, he definitely took off from the rest of the guys on the field. Their stats dipped a little bit. But, I mean, that's just what happens. Like the Chargers this year, I'm worried, there's too many mouths to feed. But, Lenny's going to get his touches in the Bucs offense. Fournette's going to get his touches in the Bucs off. Or, yeah, I said that right, I think. Maybe I messed it up. But Eckler's going to get his touches in the Chargers. Lenny's going to get his touches in the Bucs. The only thing is touchdown dependency, but Julio doesn't get a lot of touchdowns. That's kind of been his last.
You could
couple
say
of
Matt
years.
Ryan, but play Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
That's what you have to do if you're going for Julio Jones. Like you got to say Matt Ryan's was the guy who was limiting his touchdown potential, and then you got to say Julio Jones now could be the wide receiver 3 in the offense. So I think he's worth last few picks. Go ahead.
Gabe Davis just went off the first pick of the 7th round.
Who do y'all go ahead of? Can you give me some names?
Thielen's still on the board. Mooney, Hopkins, Renfro, Devante Smith. Wow.
No, that's a no for me.
I think that's a little early.
I would say Allen Robinson's already off the board, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
he went off in the 5th round.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
okay.
He's way ahead of him.
So I would take Mooney over him. I can live with. I think Thielen and him. That's a fair debate.
I was Drew, I told Zach about this new draft strategy I tried out this year. We have a league with my Stevens Point friends just for fun. And it's the tight end hog league. I had a late round pick on the turn. So I grabbed Kelsey Andrews first, 2nd round. So we have the tight end flex option. And that's the biggest positional advantage in fantasy football. And it always has been. And I grabbed 2 of the top. I consider the drop off after those 2. So
okay,
I don't know. Let me hear your take on
tight
that.
end hog. So I can start when you say tight end flex. So is it tight end, running back, or wide receiver?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a flex and it's tight end.
So I have a tight end. 2 tight ends I'm starting a week. Then it's PPR, right? That it has to be PPR to make this work. Okay, I can live with that. And then, so you're basically, I mean, let's think you're getting 2 wide receiver, or you're getting a high-end wide receiver and a high-end tight end, because other people are going to be starting a receiver in that spot. So you're banking on Mark Andrews outproducing people's wide receivers who are starting in that spot, basically.
Yeah. And, I actually, another DJ Moore, I got him as my wide receiver. And my other receiver I got in there, I think, was like Darnell Mooney. It was only an 8-team. I'm not entirely happy. I have Hopkins on the bench too. He fell really far down. So after, halfway through the season, I'll get some help there. My running backs, I managed to grab. I know I have AJ Dillon for sure, and I'm fine with that because I think he's going to steal some touchdowns this year. Then I think I got Zeke. I think Zeke fell too because everyone was worried about Tony Pollard.
Okay. My concern stems now with if it's an 8-team league, your running backs seem fairly weak for an 8-team league. But again, if Dylan hits, if Zeke hits, and even Andrews and Kelsey, they could play like they could just play okay. They could just play like not have a historic year, still just finish, top 3, top B, 2 of the top 4 tight ends. You still could make something out of it. I don't know what I think about an 8-team league. I think in a 12-team league, if you could pull it off, I'd be more pleased with it.
Yeah. There's also the trade value, and I don't remember who I had stashed on my bench. I think I have like Mike Williams. Like I have some wide receivers that I like. I'm going to shift around how they go because, this league, everyone knows enough what they're doing, and it's just I tried it, and I think I threw everyone off because I caused a little bit of an early run on tight ends on two. Like third round, we're seeing like Dalton Schultz go off the board, and Kittle and Waller, they all like went within the first 3 rounds. I caused some panic.
Get a year on the clock.
Yeah, I see that.
All right, so I'll go to Zach here. Zach, what do you think about this tight end strategy? I say in a bigger league, I'm all for it. Why not?
Yeah, I think it would work better in a bigger league. The only issue is, it's giving you a little bit more of advantage over most people at the tight end position. But then also, how often do you see a tight end that outproduces like a receiver, running back, whoever else you would start in that position? And you're also losing value at the other positions because the other people are going to be getting those top options, and you're going to be missing out.
You just have to compare how Andrews is lining up against other receivers.
Yeah.
Because basically it's the opportunity cost of drafting a wide receiver 1 there to a tight end 2, basically. It's all about the opportunity cost there. If you think he's going to outperform some of those wide receivers at like the ADPs, so like if you think he's going to outperform guys like even I'll say Tyreek and Debo, like those guys at the tight end, then go for it. But I don't. That's just one of those you gotta. Just depends on preference, and I'd say 12-team is where I wouldn't say I'd consider it, but I could understand. I could hear it out for a 12-team, 10-team.
Yeah, this is just a losers punishment league. So I don't have a lot of skin invested in it, and I think I can be savvy enough with my team and my waiver wire to at least stay off that.
Yeah, an 8-team, why not?
I just thought of it one time, so I thought, heck, why not try it? Let's see what happens.
Yeah. Who did you get then here in this pick?
I grabbed D-Hop. I don't know. I just, like I said, I draft upside, and I'm also, I guess Zach's in here, but he's going to have the pick right before me. But I also don't mind looking for players that are coming back, week 5, 6, 7. I like stashing guys on my bench on my IR. I definitely am a holder of injured players in all my leagues right now. So I like having that boost though once they come back. If everyone's scrambling on a waiver wire because their player got hurt or something, and I have a guy just getting back. It's nice to have.
That's a valuable component
Auto draft
to look
is not being nice to Dustin right now.
Like
he's
how
got
many?
5 receivers and 2 running backs in 7 rounds.
Oh, he's going to be making some trades, it sounds like. Hopefully,
Sounds like
people in your league are generous in the trades and hopefully can work something out there.
But, I don't hate it, though. If I look at his team, I don't hate it.
I don't like the Nick Chubb pick.
Nick Chubb is a guy I've been majorly
Who are the 2 RBs?
Dalvin Cook, Nick Chubb in first 2 rounds, 7 pick.
So what if he ends up with like Madison? Okay, let's say he gets one of the best handcuffs, and then maybe he, gets another running back. Hopefully late. Hopefully someone you can get a trade for a wide receiver. He could make that work. Quarterback though, he's gonna be doing. Is Kirk Cousins still there?
Fields.
Tom Brady's still there.
Lance still there?
Yeah. Brady, Rodgers, Dak, Stafford, Lance. He's got some options yet. We'll see what they give him.
If he can get some of those guys, I know. I'll say
wait until the defenses get auto drafted. That's always the best once defenses start going off the
No.
board in like the 9th or 10th round.
When defenses and kickers go, I feel bad for the people who unfortunately can't make it. It's just like, oh, it's just tough to see.
It looks like Diaz in NFL has looks like he's active right now.
He's made his way into the draft. Awesome, Diaz.
Yeah, so we'll see.
He's there. I want to hear some tight end talk here because we talked about a little bit of running back, wide receiver already. So I know you guys might be getting to the point where people start getting their tight ends. So I know you don't want to disclose too much, but here's one of them that I have that's kind of maybe a dilemma, kind of not. Dawson Knox or Cole Kmet? Who would you take?
Dawson Knox went off in the 6th round.
Oh.
6.4.
So would you take him at his value there or Cole Kmet at his value? Is what I'm saying.
Cole Kmet.
Okay.
Caden's on the clock right now.
I understand.
I would take Cole Kmet too.
There we go. I am right with you guys. Mike Gesicki, someone I want to talk about. I've been very hard on. I got him in an auction draft for $1. I put him up for $1. I was like, all right, if I get him for $1, it's a tight end premium league too. So I was like, why not? I want him for $1. So I was like, okay. But I'm still not a fan of Mike Gesicki. He's lining up as not in the slot right now. He's more of a tight end right now. He's blocking a bunch. So that's why I'm not a fan of him. But Mike Gesicki or David Njoku is the would you rather here or this or that?
I think the issue with this comes into the play of, again, my guys I like to stash. I think David Njoku could end up being a league winner because I think he's going to be horrible to start off the season with Jacoby Brissett. Like, people are going to drop him, try and find a waiver wire darling. Njoku, if he hits waivers in any of my leagues, I'm going to pick him up if I need another tight end, just because as soon as Watson gets back, I think that offense is going to elevate, and he could be a playoff darling. You never know. But if I took Njoku over Gesicki, I'd pick Gesicki.
What's up, Zach?
Start out.
Drew, you'd like my last 2 picks. Round 7, 8, I got Chase Edmonds, Dameon Pierce.
Yeah. Hold on. We got to go to the soundboard for that. Oh, no. Why the chant one? No, we wanted the cheer. Yeah. We like that. Sorry. But, yeah. You got Pearson in the 8th round?
Yep.
I was a little
concerned. Me.
So now that's kind of like a little out of the dead zone, maybe a little bit in the dead zone. I don't know how you want to classify that. Did he go before Ramondre and Dameon Pierce or Dameon Harris? Sorry.
Dameon Harris went 7th round. Ramondre is still on the board.
Wow. Okay. No, I do like that. Both those picks for you. Chase Edmonds, round 7. Jared, round 7. Hear that? That's kind of where you want him. But round 8, also some nice value there for Dameon Pierce. I'm looking
Kaden,
even with
you got Ayuk, so let's hear about that pick.
Yeah, I'm not a big Trey Lance guy, but I need someone to bridge me until Hopkins gets there. And again, I'm drafting upside. There's all been the training camp rave about Ayuk. I think it's worth a shot. I read that Kittle has been kind of fading a little bit in that offense, and if that's true, they're not just going to be able to throw Debo all the time. And if Trey Lance really is this guy that everyone's making him out to be, Ayuk could have a ceiling extremely high. I was a little disappointed. I'm still kind of drafting wide receivers. I was hoping to get Juju on the turn last time. So I'm just kind of stocking up because one of them are going to hit. And my running backs are Eckler and whoever else I can scrape together here.
I think you got Dylan. So you got Eckler and Dylan starting.
Yeah,
filled out all your
but I want to.
spots.
I'd prefer another true starter.
So, Zach, I know you're a big Brandon Ayuk fan. Were you considering him there over Dameon Harris or Dameon Pierce?
Not over Dameon Pierce, just because running back value is a lot more valuable than receivers, and I think you can find some receivers that are going to have startable weeks later in the draft. We said Stevenson and Lance go off at 8-11 and 8-12.
Oh, who got Lance? Oh, that would have been Mikey.
Mikey, yep.
Oh, Zach. How much salt
He's
are you
got
feeling?
Lamar and Lance now in the first 8 rounds.
I like that. I like it. But is it 4
I think-
point per touch? Is it 4 point or 6 point?
Yep. 4.
Oh, I like that a lot, Mikey. So Mikey was like, all right, running quarterback in a 4 point per touchdown league is gonna be both those guys have top 5 potential, Zach.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think he just went second quarterback way too early. 8th round in one QB league. I think that's too early.
Okay. I got Trey Lance actually in round 10 in the $5 one. Very happy with it. I was shocked. But it's like Caden, as you said, you're not a big Trey Lance guy. I'm concerned with how him and George Kittle are going to perform together. I always mention their 2 games last year together were not good. I mean, the chemistry looked off, and just overall, George Kittle actually, a lot of people actually looking at bust wise. I mean, he's a guy people mention. So I don't know what you guys think about that. Is Kittle a guy you are shying away from?
Yes, 100%. I have never been a Kittle fan because he also gets hurt. He just misses a game or two, and typically it's a crucial game in the playoffs for fantasy that Kittle misses. I've faded Kittle the last couple of years. I don't think I've ever had a team where Kittle's been my tight end.
I actually took him over Kelsey one year. It was like a year 3 breakout SETI. I was like, okay, I feel like he's primed for a breakout. He performed well, but he didn't exceed the Travis Kelsey expectations that I thought he could have. So I believe, Zach, you took Kelsey then.
Yeah.
Jared's
I
here.
that year.
Journey to Millions, Jared. Unfortunately, we didn't have him on tonight. He was getting stuff all moved in and such, but he got. What do you guys think about what Jared said? I mean, he's right.
Yeah. Yep.
So thank you,
Yes.
Jared. And also, we got, of course, shout out on Medium. I mean, it's on our link tree, so go check it out. There'll be an article up tonight by Jared Valesky about a little bit of, maybe some approaches to take before you draft is the story. And Mikey's here. He's still listening, guys. So he came in here and he says,
Ooh.
I can double up with Lamar and Bateman
Yeah.
or Lance and Debo. What do you think about that?
He's got 2 stacks.
So my stance on a stack and season log, I say no. And okay, but if it hits, Mikey, right, playoff week, upside, awesome. But if it doesn't, I mean, those are 2 misses. It could be 2 misses. I'm all about diversifying season long DFS. I love stacks. That's where I'd say. What do you guys think?
I like stacks, but I think if I'm going to stack, I'm going to do it with passing quarterback. He's got Trey Lance, Lamar Jackson, both are run first quarterbacks. So I think if I'm stacking, I would do it like if I took like a Matthew Stafford right here, I could have Cooper Kupp, Matthew Stafford, something like that.
What do you think, Caden?
He's on the clock right now.
I got more surprised here that Kadarius Toney just went off the board.
Who took him?
Zealand.
I'm for it.
I don't mind a stack. Last year I had Lamar and Hollywood Brown, and that actually fared pretty well for me. I tried targeting them in most leagues. I definitely think stacks are worth it. I drafted Josh Allen as my quarterback, and I would not draft any of his receivers besides Diggs, and I didn't have the chance to. But, I'm kind of thinking right now we have more receivers that have upside on the board, but I only have 2 running backs on my roster. But I'm kind of down at the Kenneth Walker, James Cook, Melvin Gordon.
That's exactly what I was trying to avoid. I was looking at that. I was like, these are running backs. You got to get them early because after that,
I was hoping to grab Dameon Pierce last round.
Tough. Zach, crushing hearts.
Similar thing that happened in the Dynasty startup. Drew kept stealing my running backs.
Hey. Well, some cheers here. Seeing if we can get Jared, if he's all ready now. Trying to see if we can get him in here for this last part.
I got to go Melvin Gordon, I think.
Okay.
He's going to be on a high-powered offense, and if they don't trust Devante on the goal line with the fumble issues, maybe Gordon steals some touchdowns.
I'm for it. What round was that?
9th.
And is it a 15 or 16 round draft tonight, Zach?
15.
It is a 15.
15. So 2/3 of the way there, it looks like. Again, we're seeing if we can bring Jared in here as we've got Caden on here. But otherwise, we're 70 minutes in right now, so we're cruising along here. But
Drew, did you
draft-wise,
see
go ahead.
the good Buccaneers news today?
I did. I mentioned it to Mikey. I already mentioned it on the episode here. Luke Gedeke starting left guard, right? Is that the...
That is correct. Yeah, didn't know if you saw that or not.
I retweeted on social. A great day here, for Valders, for Wisconsin football. Just exciting stuff. Caden, congrats to you too. Exciting stuff. Exciting day.
Yeah. And I want to throw in another thing. I mentioned Juju real briefly when I first joined. I think Juju is going to be the league winner that falls down into the 4th round, the 5th round. I think he's going to be that guy.
You think he's like this year's Cooper Cup, if I say that right?
I would compare him more to man, I don't really know. Maybe like kind of like how Brandon Cooks broke out last year at the Texans. Like he never got really recognition, but he constantly put up touchdowns and receiving yards, and he was targeted a bunch. I think Juju's that guy.
I like Juju too.
Okay. But if I were to ask you guys, which I mean I like Juju too. Don't get me wrong. I don't think he's this year's Cooper Cup either. But is there going to be this year's Cooper Cup? Is my question. Is there going to be a guy who's in rounds 4 through 7? Let's say maybe not finishes wide receiver 1. Let's say wide receiver. Let's say top 10. Who's going to be that guy in 4 through 7? Is it Sutton?
It's got to be someone with a good top tier quarterback.
I'll give you some wide receivers in that range.
I'm looking right now, and
rounds. Let me throw
Jerry Jeudy.
No.
We're talking Cortland Sutton as wide receiver 21, pick 56.
He has
Chris
probably
Godwin,
the best potential.
Allen Robinson. I think it's Sutton.
First defense goes off the board in round 10. Or round 9. End of round 9.
What
It's
defense?
auto-drafted.
Bills?
Yep.
There you go.
Can you still consider like Tyreek Hill is not one of the guys that's predicted to finish top? Because I think Tyreek Hill in a PPR league is going to go off because
Really?
Watching their training camp news, he had a lot of like check downs, and I mean there was the deep passes too that they like to show, but watching like actual highlights of just Tyreek Hill, he had a lot of the quick slants, the quick screens, like what he was used to with Kelsey. So I don't think he's going to finish wide receiver 1, but I think he's going to be, I kind of like him better than Adams this year.
Bold.
I'm not a big Devante Adams believer. I know he's the best receiver in the league. He just, I don't know, a new offense, new quarterback, new old quarterback. I don't know.
Yeah, that's something to look at. Caden, we've had you on for a while here. We're going to let you get going. We had you on over a half an hour. Love to always talk to you. And again, I appreciate you coming on, and we appreciate all your support here. Good luck on the rest of the draft.
All right. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, have a good night.
You too. Zach.
All right, Zach, we have our last guest. And you'll never guess that I reached out to him, and I got him on. You ready? Here he is, Jared Watsky of Journey to Million. He is here.
On my phone.
On his phone. Talk about dedication. We got him on here. Not in the normal recording setup. Journey to Million Jared. So, Jared, how you doing tonight?
Doing good. Got everything moved in. Just about to settle down, actually, and I'm not staying here long, so I'm glad I could come on for a little bit.
Yeah, glad we want to fit you in here. Probably last 15, 20 minutes, probably going to end this here at the 90-minute mark. The rest of the draft, we'll let it play out with Zach getting his kicker and defense. We don't need to hear those picks, but otherwise, I mean, are you excited? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Zach.
I just doubled up on Pat Freiermuth and Cole Kmet.
Who's your starter?
I don't know. See, what I was looking at there is I think both of them can have like breakout seasons, get to top 10, top 8 range. So what I'm looking to do is just kind of see which one of them that is. If they both do, I'll try and trade one. If only one of them does, I can drop the other one for a waiver guy.
Okay.
They say great or
I
late.
took Cole Kmet in my back as a backup in today's draft.
There we go. Zach, read your team then. And Jared, I want you to grade it.
Okay.
Letter grade.
It's going to be good because I got Michael Pittman. It's Cooper Kupp, Saquon Barkley, Michael Pittman, Travis Etienne, Kyler Murray, Chris Godwin, Chase Edmonds, Damian Pierce, Pat Fryermuth, and Cole Kmet.
How many teams?
12 team.
PPR.
6th pick.
Wow. That's actually really good. Not gonna lie. I'd give it like a B plus.
Yeah. I gotta get some receivers here. I only have 3 of them right now, so.
Yeah, I mean, when did you get Edmonds? Because
the 7th.
7th. Yeah. See, so yesterday, running backs were going so fast. I had to act on them because the only running back that went late was AJ Dillon. He went like 9th round, which was crazy.
So
wait,
Riley
did you
Howell
get Dillon?
puts an F
No,
in
I
the chat
didn't.
for this.
You took Edmonds in the 4th.
Yeah.
And didn't take Dillon in like any other rounds 5 through 8.
I had 3 running backs and I had like 1 receiver. So I had to get receivers. And then it came to like round 8 and I was like, should I get him? And that took, I think that's when I got Brandon Cooks. And then literally the pick before me in the 9th, my brother, he took him right before I got the pick. So I was mad at myself.
You should take him in the 6th, 7th, 8th.
Yeah, I should have. I really should have.
Ooh, Tyler Algier just went off at the last pick of the 10th round.
Who took that? Oh, that would be Mikey then. No,
Yep,
was
Mikey.
it not Mikey? It was Mikey.
It was
Okay.
Mikey.
So Jared, this is their league going on right now, the $20 listener league going on. Are you excited for our best ball draft that we'll be doing when we go live for J2M? And with that, which we'll talk about the dates and stuff, what time exactly we'll be live. Again, that'll be up on our Instagram. I've been posting dates, times when live streams are taking place. So I like Drew's baseball crew is right before this. It's been a wild night here, a lot of fun here. But I was talking a little bit about the auction draft. You know, Jared, would you ever have any interest in joining an auction draft?
I've never done an auction draft before, but I'd have to like do some mocks before I did an actual one for money. But it's the same thing with best ball. Like I just did my first best ball draft like this year, and it was a $25, the underdog one. I don't really want to just jump into something, so I'd have to probably like look at how they work first because I'm not too familiar. But I would be down to do it. Yeah.
Just all about, getting players for good value. There's a lot of strategies you can do. So what I did, this is how I roll, and I'm not a lot of fun to play with an auction draft because I'll throw out some kickers and defenses. I'll throw out the number one kicker, number one defense. I'll make people, instead of spending the $1 that they would get them later, spend money going to bidding war for them right away when everyone has money. Bills defense went for $4.
Wow.
Out of a $300 budget, which might not seem like a lot, but at the end, every dollar counts.
Mm-hmm.
And people are getting top, like other defenses that are consensus top 10 even for $1. So I was like, okay. Justin Tucker went for, I think, a couple dollars too. I nominated him next, like maybe $4 or $5 too.
See, my draft today went the way it should. Not a single person took a kicker before the 16th round. And then the 16th round was all kickers. Justin Tucker, Evan McPherson, they all went in the 16th round.
Yes.
That's how it should be.
What about defense?
Defense, the top one was Bills at like round 12. But then like everyone else went at like 14, 15, or I think 14 or 15 were most others.
I say the top defense should go third last. So round 14, round 13, depending on if you're playing 15, 16. And then like there's only, maybe you could even make the case for like guys like Justin Tucker to fall in there. But I would prefer defenses like exactly how you said, Jared. That's how it should be. And glad to hear that's how it operated. But looking through, do you have any other leagues you got to draft for? Are you all good to go now?
All 8 of mine are ready to go.
8? That's it? Yeah. No, I'm kidding.
I
think I'm around
Sleeper,
6 or 7.
3 on Sleeper, 2 on ESPN, 1 on Yahoo, 1 on Underdog, and then the Fantasia.
Jared, do I take Naeem Hines?
What pick?
11th round. I only have 3 receivers, but I have 4 running backs right now.
No.
Who are your receivers, Zach?
Chris Godwin, Michael Pittman, and Cooper
No.
Kupp.
Who are the receivers available, sir?
Oh, got a Julio Jones, Tyler Boyd, MVS, Jarvis, Devante Parker, Romeo Doubs or Dobbs. Remember Dobbs?
Dubes, Zach?
I said Doubs, yeah.
Zach?
Rondelle Moore.
No. You might need to go Hines there.
Really? I would consider. Oh wait, who's the first receiver you mentioned? That was the one I wanted.
Julio Jones.
Yes, him.
Mhm.
Julio
With Brady,
Jones.
I guess.
Zach, we just talked about it here like a few minutes, like 20 minutes ago. AB produced in that wide receiver 3 role, but you're banking on exactly what we said.
I think got
in the red
Godwin.
zone. Okay, that's fine. I'd go Hines then.
Or I could take Alexander Madison too.
You don't have Dalvin Cook. Why should that matter?
Because Devin Cook gets hurt, I have Madison then.
I don't know. I feel like that's weird. You're not playing to win then, Zach. You're drafting a handcuff for another guy. You're not playing to win. You're playing on Dalvin Cook getting hurt.
Did I tell you about my draft yesterday? I got CMC 4th overall.
That's dub. But
Yeah. Well, Henry.
It was
and
standard,
Eckler.
wasn't it?
It was standard, yeah. I got CMC. That's why he was falling. But if my team stays healthy, I have a good chance of winning, or at least getting like top 3. I think.
well, Jared, again, I hate to disclose things we talked about in the group chat.
You guys
But
Edmonds was just a reach. I
if
had
they-
to get a running back.
If your league decides like, hey, let's do PPR because we feel bad for Jared, I think you're top 3.
I have
think you have
good
a top
PPR
3.
drafts, but
You have a really good PPR team, Jared.
everything else,
Too bad it's
yeah.
not PPR.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But that's
I'm not
how
good
it
at
is.
drafting standard. I don't play standard.
It's hard
leagues,
to.
really. Yeah.
You're looking at touchdowns. You're looking at touches. You're
I got
looking at
Pittman, Kelsey, and CMC. All great PPR players, but nothing really for standard. I mean,
So Zach, this is more of a you question right now. Who are your top 2 teams right now in the draft? Who are 2 teams that are standing out right now?
Ooh, I didn't look at him that close.
Well, look and tell us why. I don't have access to it.
while we're talking about that, you guys saw Bakhtiari is playing week 1, right?
The news. Thank you, Jared, for disclosing. I actually didn't see that was official,
Yeah.
but awesome
Yeah.
to hear.
Yep.
September 11th is that game. I did a little preview on episode 78, so on the podcast, so you go check that out.
Yeah, it says he's on track to start. So that'll be
We'll
cool.
let Zach get those his top 2 teams that he likes right now.
Drew Zach's gonna say his own.
That would be Zach. That would be a Zach move, or that'd be a Jared move too.
Yeah.
I like both the ZLM teams. They both went super late quarterback, around 10 and 11. So their positional players are really good. Like Luke, you got CMC, Javonte Williams, and he's got J.K. Dobbins, Rashad Penny as his next 2 running backs. And he's got Mike Williams, Juju, and Traylon Burks, Devontae Smith, and then he's got George Kittle too. So I think his positional players are going to be really good. And then Zoe, she has Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb. So 2, I think, top 5 potential receivers. Jefferson's pretty much a top 5 lock. I don't like the David Montgomery. I think that was a little bit of a reach.
That was Bears.
Man.
Remember, Zoe's a big Bears fan.
Yes. Yeah. And then Brees Hall, 4th round. I like that pick. And then around 6 and 7, she went Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Damian Harris. I like the Clyde pick. I think he's a little slept on. If you look at his numbers when he has played fantasy-wise, he's been solid. Damian Harris, don't like him. But then like Christian Kirk, Darius Toney, I like those 2 picks as well. Upside plays a receiver.
Yeah, I'm all for
So
it.
I guess I'd put those in my top 2.
Zach, you said that you like the Brees Hall pick at 4. Is he
4th
not
round.
he's not their starter, right?
Yeah.
It's Michael Carter,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Right now, or at
So-
least right now.
Yeah.
He was getting faded in like all my drafts because people did not want him at all.
Like how late?
Like 5th, 6th.
Oh my god, I'm taking Hall. If Hall's there in the 5th, I take him. I don't care.
Is
You go up and
ninth
get your
pick in the
guy. He's
4th
played.
round, so towards the end of the 4th round. I
Okay.
think people are getting a little cautious just because he didn't play good in the preseason. He didn't look good.
Well, Carter
Come
outsnapped
on.
him. It said.
Yeah, but
He's
Jamar
like-
Chase didn't play well to start. Come on, yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not buying the preseason.
I-
Then
You can't make that mistake again with Jamar Chase. Like I was like people like analyzing it, like, oh, he's having drop problems. How's this gonna translate? Can't make that mistake again. So,
Yeah.
there's some concerns, but
I mean, 4th round, you can get a starting running back, and just looking at his skill set, he has potential to be a 3-down back. So if you can get a 3-down back in the 4th round, I mean, why wouldn't you take that?
And I'd say that's more of a play. Like you are confident making the playoffs if you're taking him there, E2, because I feel like he's going to be coming back near the end of the year too. Like he's going to be play. I think his biggest weeks are going to be when you need him most too. So,
Yeah, that's the thing. If you're trying to if you're not confident in your team, you're not going to take him because you need him for the playoffs. But if you're not even going to make the playoffs, it's like not going to be really useful for you.
Zach, can I ask, is Darrell Henderson available yet?
Alex took him at the end of the 10th.
Love that pick because again, I mean, I just look at guys like is Cam Akers. How is he going to perform those first few weeks? Is he's going to be?
I mean, who just tweeted this? Someone just sent out a tweet. The Rams injury report for week 1 came out. The only person on it is Van Jefferson with the knee injury.
Okay.
Stafford's not on it. Henderson, Akers, none of them are on it.
I don't think it's more of the being injured part for Akers. It's more just the risk that he's going to get re-injured with the Achilles. Right? Was it ever a question that he's going to play?
Well, it's just how he's going to return, and like
he had
there's
some injuries
in
camp preseason. He had some minor injuries. Same with Henderson though. So
yeah,
that's where I'd look at it too. What round are we in right now, Zach?
We're in round 12.
Okay,
16 rounds.
I'm on the clock right
15.
now.
15.
Naim Hines
we're
just
gonna
went
wrap
right
up
before me
here
in the 12th
at
round.
the 90-minute mark. So in a few minutes here, we'll be on our way again. But that's how it is, Zach. We will make sure we get your team out on social media. Grade, do a little comparison. Your team, my team, Jared's team. I know the roster's construction is a little different, so we might have to do it. The comparison's a little different, but we'll make it work. We'll get that up.
Drew,
what's up?
just took Devante Parker in the 12th round.
You did?
12th. That's nice.
I like it.
Like I got him in like the 12th in one of my leagues, or 13th. That's nice.
I'm for it. Why not? Why not take? Worst case, that's more of a higher ceiling, and that's what you want in those late rounds because, worst case scenario that Patriots offense could be an absolute mess. I mean, they could just run the ball a bunch. Mac Jones could look, just look not good in that offense. I mean, that's at least what we saw in the preseason out of camp. But if Parker hits, him and Jacoby Myers are the two I always, I don't know, but I like Devante Parker there.
You know that like on Madden, I think all Patriots receivers are like 88s. Like they're all the same overall.
Really?
Parker, Bourne, and Myers.
That's something. I did not know
So
that.
I just want to verify this. Deshaun Watson will be back week 12, correct?
Correct.
13,
yes.
right? Isn't it 13?
Oh, Zach, 11 weeks plus a
Is it
bye.
the bye?
Week 13.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it'd be week 13. Okay.
So you're getting him for
Yeah.
your fantasy championship if you get there, Zach, or your fantasy
Well,
playoffs.
we're seeing because I got Kyler Murray here, and
When's
his
bye
bye is
week?
week 13.
Okay.
But you also have Kyler Murray when Kyler Murray gets DeAndre Hopkins back. I mean, you're gonna have to make that choice. You gotta have Hopkins, or you're gonna.
I'm just saying if I could have
Hypothetically.
Watson as my backup here.
Yes, yeah, and that would be a good backup in the sense. But
Yeah.
what about those first 11, 12 weeks?
Mhm.
I got Kyler.
No,
So
And Kyler goes down, then you don't have a backup at all. That's the thing.
that's what I'm saying.
yeah, that'd be an issue, but
Yeah.
Jacoby Brissett, Zach. Jacoby Brissett.
Sure, you can still get like Kirk Cousins, right?
no, Cousins went 10th round.
What about like Winston?
So quarterbacks are left. Tua, Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, Mac Jones, Matt Ryan, Watson, Mayfield.
I heard the
Pickett.
guy.
Don't say Matt Ryan. You heard Matt Ryan.
Ryan.
Well, you have Pittman. You could stack him with that if you really
Matt
wanted
Ryan.
I think at this point, no matter who I take, Kyler's going to be starting.
to. Yeah.
So
Maybe Matt Ryan in a good week. Maybe Jared has some influence here.
Maybe, yeah.
No,
Maybe.
no. All right, we are at and over the 90-minute mark. So I do want to thank everyone for coming out who came out tonight to come talk with us. Alex, Mikey, Caden, Jared here at the end. Thank you, Jared, for making the trip here on Melon to come talk with us. We do appreciate it, but it's been a lot of fun, Zach. Hopefully your draft still keeps going well. And I went through the announcements, Instagram and Twitter at Drew Sports Crew, Facebook and YouTube, Drew Sports Crew. Fantasy football questions, we answer them as you see in the chat, but also hats at Drew Sports Crew contact or any of us if you are interested in buying some hats. Look, Journey Million hats, Jared and Zach are wearing, look awesome. I got the Drew Sports Crew, but otherwise, you guys have anything else here before we wrap up?
No, thanks for inviting me at the end here.
Of course, Zach. Thanks for staying on here this whole way. Sounds like your draft's going very well. Like your team a lot.
Yeah, no? Happy with it.
There you go. Zach said words. Awesome. And that's going to wrap it up for all three of us. So thank you all for listening to yet another episode of Drew's Sports Crew, our fantasy football chat with everyone. And yeah, it's the perfect podcast for you. Thank you, everybody. Good night.